All right, so you're doing your first Xero setup. I'm just going to walk you into putting the client into the Xero headquarters, creating the Xero organization, the settings that are most important to hit. And then I'll show you how to modify the chart of accounts and reports so that you have subtotals. That should be everything you need to get started. After that, you'll connect your bank feeds and start coding. That's the fun part. I'm going to share my screen. If you've never signed up for a Xero partner account, please use my link. If you have signed up for a Xero partner account, that's what you're going to land on. And what you want to get to is the Xero headquarters. Click on the arrow next to the company name, and then scrolling down, you'll be able to open the practice tools. Go to Xero headquarters. You'll know you're in Xero headquarters because the bar is gray. This is where you add your staff and you can set up your practice. There's a whole lot that you can do in here. We're going to just take you into adding a client and then adding a Xero organization so that you can get up and going as quickly as possible. Clicking add client, I'm going to choose a structure and a display name. The next step is adding the Xero organization. And this is where you're going to choose whether or not you want to use the default chart of accounts or chart of accounts for a specific entity. The default chart of accounts is pretty good. I would go with that for getting started. You can modify the accounts as much as you need, and I'll show you how to import a modified chart of accounts. I'm going to hit the start trial button, and you can do that over and over again. Maybe you practice doing a conversion or practice with a special chart of accounts. You can continue to create trials. Click the back button to open up the Xero. All of your settings are under your company name. I'm going to click here and open up the settings. The settings that are most important would be the reporting preferences, cash or accrual basis for your reports. You can have basis print on the reports and then save those changes. That's just a little one. Let's head back to the settings. And now we're going to hit the accounting settings. These are the important ones that we really care about. On the financial settings, we have the financial year in. If it's not the calendar year, change it. This is how your sales tax reports are going to be generated by default. We're going to choose the basis. The tax period is going to change the way that the sales tax report generates. The tax defaults are almost always the way that you want them to be. We're not trying to split out tax on purchases. And for sales, we're usually not including the tax in the sale amount. I'm a huge fan of the lock dates, but we're not going to set them right here. I'm going to show you how to do that in the conversion balances. I'm going to hit save here and then go back down to a few more of the vital settings, the chart of accounts, and then also tracking categories. I'm not going to get into the tracking categories. Just know that it is essentially the equivalent of classes in QuickBooks. And if you need them, they work great. Let's look at the chart of accounts. Now, I chose the default chart of accounts when I set up this company. Maybe you think that you want to do a lot of editing on the chart of accounts. Maybe you need 10 sales accounts. You might want to use this method because you just export the chart of accounts, make your changes, and then import the new file, which will replace the accounts with the new accounts. I'm going to change this to inventory on hand. I'm going to head over to my file. I've exported, I've added on hand here, and then I've saved this as a CSV file so that I could hit the import button. And then you head right down here to the browse. Tells you what it did. Here you can see it now says inventory on hand. What you might want to do with your chart of accounts is export, make some modifications, and then import. You could add new rows to your spreadsheets. Most commonly, what people need is additional revenue accounts. After you've got the chart of accounts all set up, you're ready to do your conversion balances. The first thing you're going to do is add your conversion date. You might want to start with the beginning of the year. And if you don't have the trial balances, that's okay. You can add those lines later. I'm going to show all of the accounts so I can see every single account. And you can come back later to add the beginning bank balance. And this is where I choose to use the lock. That is all of the important settings. The last thing I'm going to do is show you how to group accounts together so that you have sub-accounts. And what I'm going to do is pull together these payroll tax expenses and these wages into a payroll expense that subtotals. I'm going to choose the edit layout here. The main menu is up here at the top, and we're going to choose to add a row. I'm going to add a group. And on the right, I'm going to call it payroll expenses. It makes a group, and then it's a drag and drop game from here. You grab the group name, pull it down to wherever you want it, grab the accounts that you want. And once you have the report the way that you want it, then all you got to do is remember to choose the update layout button. And if you like it, then you're going to save it as your default so that always your report will print out with the subtotal as we're seeing here for the payroll expenses. So I'm saving that as a custom report, making it the default. If you've never signed up for a Xero partner account, please use my link